Okay. There's number 1 and number 3. What questions do we have on those? We don't have our normal question askers here, so you got to ask questions, peoples.
Why is the Earth round?
Stop that. That's not good. And the answer is gravity. All right. There's number 1. Any questions on number 1? Hey, there's number 3. Any questions on number 3? Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Number 3 is right there. Number 2 is right here. Number 4 is right there. Any questions on either one of those?
No.
Okay. Number 5, let's see. Let's finish it real quick. Number 5, machine. There we go. Is 18x equals negative 14x minus 7, which would be 32x equals negative 7, which means the final answer is x equals negative 7 over 32. Any questions on that one? That's a negative, Ghost Rider. Okay. Today, what we are going to do is we're going to go back to the very beginning. We're going to look and we're going to do some review so that on Thursday we can take a little test.
What is this day?
Yeah, that day. The day that we have this class.
Monday?
Okay. All right. So are y'all ready? Yes. Okay. Okay. What's the answer to that question?
4. It's 4. I know it.
Will all these problems be on the homework or the test?
None of these problems will be on the test. That's not how reviews work. There will be problems that are exactly like these on the test.
So like 2 plus what? 5 plus 2 stuff?
What's the answer right there? Tis 1.
Are we gonna have homework?
Your homework is going to be study.
You know, it's weird. You put a negative in front of my face, and my brain didn't really understand the simplicity of it. What my brain is believing negative and complicated.
Mine kind of did that too.
6 plus negative 6. What's the answer there? No, it's not nothing. But it is 0.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
The signs are different, right? So we subtract and keep the side of the bigger, but it doesn't matter because 0 is signless. Not spineless, but signless.
I mean, yeah, well, maybe it is spineless. I think all numerals are spineless. I don't believe that they are spines. Especially 0, which has no straight length, because it is a circle.
Spines are not straight.
I know that, but they're not a circle, are they? You're in trouble if they are.
No, but that was not the point that you made.
Hopefully this is
for you.
Negative 4 plus 9. What do we do with that? Are the signs the same or different?
Different.
They're different. So do we add or subtract? Subtract and keep the sign of the bigger one. So 9 minus 4 is 5. The bigger one is 9. So the answer is positive 5. Beautiful.
Easy.
I love it.
For you and 7th grade friends, and going to this is like, dang.
Dang.
That's gonna be easy.
There's barely any steps.
Are the signs the same or different? The same. So do we add or subtract?
37.
No, when they're the same, we add and keep the sign. So negative 32 plus 5.
37.
37.
And there's nothing in many places. Or do I can't use gold.
What do we do when there's two negatives right next to each other?
You use the king to king.
Yeah, we ka-chink, ka-chink. So that turns into 4 plus 5. What's 4 plus 5? It is 9. Positive 9. So you will have a section on this test that will look like that. The next section on the test will look like this.
Oh, dang. I expected to have a big jump.
You did.
I thought he was gonna stir us. What a fool. That is a beautiful.
Eight divided by 2
It's 4.
is 4.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen 2 times 2 with an X instead of
It's, I know, I was about to say that. You brainwashed us into different forms of
I haven't seen that
They're the same, but
third
like,
grade.
visually they're different.
What do we do with that?
Negative 20.
It is negative 20. Because 4 times 5 is 20. Negative times a positive. The signs are different, so the answer comes out negative.
Are you gonna grade your test?
I'm going to grade it on Wednesday and hand it back to you. At least that's the theory. We shall see what happens. You might see a problem like this one.
Like, when will we get them back? Even though Wednesday's our last day.
If we're really lucky, you'll get them back on Wednesday. If not, you'll get them back through email or some such nonsense. What do we do with that?
Positive 10.
It is positive 10. 100 divided by 10 is 10. The signs are the same, so it comes out positive.
darn negative rules that actually make sense.
They do make sense, but you have to be able to keep the addition subtraction ones separate from the multiplication division ones. Sometimes that can be tricky.
Hence why they make sense.
Wait, wouldn't that
I guess so.
be negative?
No, because when the signs are the same on multiplication division, answer turns out positive.
But if they were actually talking about how many things actually make sense from one certain point of view, then, I mean, it'd be a lot of things. Eight, I think I know the answer.
We do.
8 equals 8. No, not this much stuff, but you know.
Wow. How you do that? Looks like equals 8 and equals
It's like our dad's signature.
8 times.
It's like your dad's signature. Very complicated.
Because he doesn't ever, like, actually signature anything, he just squiggles and then leaves it like that.
What's it look like? This?
Yes, like, he literally will just, like, squiggle and, like, yeah, that's our signature, he doesn't even have to.
Okay.
write his name.
So what do we do with this?
That's a good signature.
Well, holy right over there. That's my fault.
I don't know what my signature is.
What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do first?
8 times 2,
8 times 3. So what is 8 times 3?
24.
24 divided by negative 2
Negative 12.
is negative 12. So how are we doing so far? We think we can ace this test? No big deal, no problems.
I mean, so far.
So far, so good?
I don't know about the text.
Okay. You don't know about the test? What do you mean? Do you feel good about the problems we've done so far? See or no?
Yes, I know you're gonna get harder and harder and harder and more for my brain to turn.
I mean, we're not gonna, yeah, it's gonna get harder, but it's not like we're gonna go all the way to calculus. Don't be redonkulous.
Oh.
Is this the part of the same section?
This could be the third section, possibly,
Okay.
if you wish.
Well, not that one.
Okay, so what do we do with that?
Yeah. Straight across. Wait.
What do we have to have before we add or subtract? Fractions. What do we have to have before we add or subtract fractions?
Just 2.
We have to have a common denominator. We already have one, which is great. So once we have a common denominator, what do we do then?
Straight across.
Straight across. What do you mean straight across? Give me more words.
Straight across. Add across the top.
Add across the top. So the top would turn into what? It would be a 4. What is the denominator?
2.
Is 2. That's right.
Yay.
Now we need to reduce and or convert to a mixed number. So what should we do now?
It's just 2.
It is just 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Easy squeezy lemon peasy.
Yep.
Okay.
Could this be the third section now?
Sure.
How many sections of the test are we going to?
5,280.
Oh no. Does that have to be terms we've done.
Yep.
Was your hand on the struggle bus?
Yep. That's a 3. Yeah, my pen decided to freak out today. He got scared.
What? After?
Okay, so what are we going to do with this?
Gotta make it a mixed number. Or not a mixed number, that's,
It is a mixed number.
Yep, yep.
What do we need to do with those?
Improper fraction.
Oh, we gotta go.
You could do it to an improper fraction, but let's not.
We gotta go plus times.
Fine then.
I just said we're not going to do that. We're going to do it the other way. We're going to borrow, but we're not going to borrow because we're just adding instead of subtracting. We're going to stack them, yeah? Is that what we're looking for? Yes, it is, in fact, what we are looking for. If on the test you want to do it with improper fractions, that's totally fine. Not a problem. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. What's 3/4 plus 1/4?
4/4.
It is 4/4. What's 3 plus 1?
4.
Yeah, what does 4/4 turn into?
5.
4/4 does not turn into 5. That is a lie.
1.
It does turn into 1. So 4 plus 1 does, in fact, turn into 5.
I'm saying this since the beginning.
No, not since the beginning. Just since a couple minutes ago.
Well, since the beginning of this problem.
No, not since the beginning of this problem. You said it since, like, right here.
Okay, that's fine. It's closer to the beginning than to the end.
It's, no, it's definitely closer to the ending. That's okay, though.
I think that's a perspective issue.
Gina, are we gonna have a cookie challenge on Wednesday?
I was going to make sausage balls. I mean,
Cookies too. We'll have a cookie back.
I can have Jada made cookies last time because we were too busy with the Christmas party. Jada's mom made the cookies. That I'm supposed to do.
6/7 minus 5/7. What should we do now?
Am I here for the Christmas party?
Yeah, you can be. Wait, maybe not. I don't know.
What should we do?
Subtract 1/7. And just common denominator. So just subtract.
Do we stack them?
Can I say that any more complicated than mathy?
We just subtract the numerators. Just like, because it's already got a common denominator, right? Yes, right.
We had, my cousin Drew, he said, that's gonna take us, 3 books? Maybe 2. Oh, no.
Why do you need books? Just this one book.
What do we got to do here?
He said we're gonna have
What do we have to do here? We do need to stack them. Which one's going to go on the top?
The smaller one.
The bigger one goes on the top.
I thought you said the bottom.
Oh. -4 and 2/5 is going to go on the top. So what do we need to do here? Do we remember how to do this? Because we can't take away 4 from 2. Can't happen. So what do we got to do?
cross out the 4.
Going to cross out the 4 and turn it into a 3. Yes, correct. Then,
Cross out 2.
yep,
Turn it into a 7.
we are going to turn it into a 7. And how did we get 7 instead of like 3? Well, it does if you're thinking about like typical normal subtraction, right? We got 7, remember, because we added these two up, right? And that's how we got that number.
Because it's not 3, because it's 7.
Because it's 7, yes. Okay, so now 7 minus 4 is what? 3. Fifths, right? And then 3 minus 3 is what?
Nothing.
Is nothing.
0.
So 0
Imagine if everyone wrote fractions like that. Like if it was just 3/5, you had to add a 0.
plus 3/5
That'd be really inconvenient.
is still 3/5. Now, is my answer positive or negative 3/5? It is negative. A bigger one is on the top, and it is negative, right? So my answer is negative. Let's do another one of those. This is the trixiest thing we've done so far, right?
Just tell us when we move on to another chapter.
What?
Are you moving on to a new section?
No, I'm going to do another one just like that.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be the same section.
Oh man, same section.
Let's do 5 and 2/3 minus 2 and not, no, bad choice. How about 10/3?
That's a lot of thirds, man. Stack them.
We are going to stack them. Which one's going to go on the top?
That'd be
The bigger one, 5 and 2/3. That's right. Oops. Okay, so now what?
borrow.
We're going to borrow, right?
And then 5's going to be 4, and then 2's going to be 5.
Wait, why do we have to put the bigger number on the top again?
Because that's how we subtract. The bigger one always goes on the top. It does turn into a 5 because 2 plus 3 is 5, right?
And then we proceed to stack.
Uh-oh. We can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even mean to do this, but that's fine. Not a problem. It's not a problem. It's okay. Didn't even mean to do that.
Borrow
We got to borrow again, right?
super mean.
I can tell you right now, you will not have a problem on the test where you have to borrow twice or 3 times, which this one we're going to have to borrow 3 times. So this turns into a 3. And then we got to add another 3 onto this one. So we've got 8. That's still not enough. Oh no, we got to borrow again.
Worst.
That's okay. You will not have one where you have to borrow multiple times on the test. That will not happen.
Wait, have we ever done one like this?
We've had one where you had to borrow twice. We've never had done one where you had to borrow 3 times.
Now we proceed to schedule.
So this turns into a 2.
This is so ugly. My paper is reeling in shock.
Hello. Hi, Jennifer. It did.
Put this in it.
Prevent your extended warranty from expiring.
Okay. What's 11 minus 10?
Please press 1 to speak to a specialist now, or press
What's 11 minus 1? What's 11 minus 10? Is 1. What's 2 minus 2? 0, right? So 0 plus 3 is 1/3. Is it going to be positive 1/3 or negative 1/3?
Positive 1/3.
Yep. because the bigger one on the top is positive. Beautiful.
Lovely, gorgeous, beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. Let's do one more like that that's not a crazy one.
Yeah, no kidding.
He gave up. So sad. Can't have a new extended warranty on my 2073 Dodge Tundra. Okay, let's say. Let's do negative 3 and let's say 4/5 minus negative 2 and 6/5. Sounds great. So, what do we need to do first?
Well, we cha-ching.
Yes, we could chink those blopos. So now that the signs are different, we subtract, right? Yep. So which one's going to go on top?
The bigger one.
The bigger one, which is what in this case?
3, -3 and 4/5.
-3 and 4/5. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we got to borrow. That's true. I'm going to take from the 3 and turn it into a 2. Take this and turn it into a 9. So then what's 9 minus 6?
3.
It is 3. So 3/5. And then negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 0 plus 3/5 is 3/5. Is it going to be positive or negative 3/5? It is going to be negative because the bigger one that's on top is a negative. My screen decided to stop working. There it goes. Good job. Having all kinds of technological issues today. Okay. Next section that we will have looks like these. Three-fifths plus 2/3. So what do we need to do there? We do need to get a common denominator. How are we going to do that? Actually, before I do that, there's 2 different ways we can look at. We can do it either way. It's fine with me. What are we going to do? Somebody tell me. What are you saying? How do we get a common denominator, people?
Flipping the floppy something or other.
We can certainly use the butterfly method. That will be just fine.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I mean, it's also hard.
That would be just fine.
I like flippy floppy better.
Sounds great. Flippy floppy sounds lovely.
But I, you know,
5 times 2
is 10.
over 3 times 5,
Which is 15.
15, plus 3 times 3
Is 9.
is 9,
Still over 15.
still over 15.
Crazy.
Cray cray. What's 10 plus 9?
It's 19.
So we've got 19/15. We don't like, at this point in our math career, to leave things as an improper fraction. So what do we need to do with that? That's true, but how do we get there? We are divisioning. Not kind of, you just did it in your head. Which one's going to go in the house? The 15 or the 19? The 19 is going to go in the house. How many times does 15 go into 19? Ouch. Once. 1 times 15 is, of course, 15. And then we subtract it. What's 19 minus 15? 4. So once we have it and 15 doesn't go into 4, what do we do now? What's the answer?
We got up 1, and 4, 15.
Yes. Thank you. I don't know what sort of complicated thing you were trying to do in your head, but it was simple. And I'm glad you actually knew the answer of how to do it, because I was getting a little worried. Good job. So proud. You were trying to make it very complicated in your head, weren't you?
Yes,
Or did you get distracted and started thinking about dolphins or something? Maybe a little of both. That sounds reasonable. Okay, let's do one more like that. It's likely to be true. Well, there's actually one more kind in that section. It was going so well. Okay. Negative 5. Actually, there's not really one more type. Not really, because we're not going to do that. Negative 5/12 plus what?
I looked over at you, and from the angle that you were sitting and I was looking, the microphone was covering the eye and it looked like you had an eye patch.
I do. I have an eye patch now. I'm eye patch man. Eye patch man. Plus 1/6. Okay, flippity floppity method sounds great. One times 12 is 12. Thank you. Over 12 times 6. I know Asher's not here, but we can get there. I know 71 is the new king, but still, 12 times 6 is 72. Thank you.
You ruined everyone's life. It was so good. But still well played, then it's hard to be mad.
Negative 5 times 6 is okie smoky dokie. 12 minus 30, are the signs the same or different? Different. So 30 minus, that's not what we're doing. Negative 30 plus 12, right? That's what we're doing. So we remember what we're doing later. What do we got to do? We can't take away 2 from 0. 10 minus 2 is 8. 2 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is, thank you, it's negative 18. The bigger one is on the top, and it's negative. What do we need to do with these guy now? Reduce. What could we reduce by? Four doesn't go into 18. Oh yeah, huh? 6. Let's try it. See what happens. It definitely works because 1 plus 8 is 9, which is divisible by 3, and it's even. 7 plus 2 is 9, which is divisible by 3, and it's even, so it definitely is divisible by 6. So, oh, true. That's true. That is true. True. Any way you look at it, it definitely works. What's 18 divided by 6? What did you say, 3? Yes? Okay, good. Yeah. Oh, I didn't hear one of them. No. What's 72 divided by 6? As Brooklyn pointed out, we already know it's 12, in fact.
Can that reduce?
It sure can. What can we reduce that by? We can reduce it by 3. Which means we could have reduced by 18 to begin with. Gasp. What's 3 divided by 3? 12 divided by 3. That'd be 12 divided by 2. Thank you. Blapo. Next section will look like this. Five over 6 times 2 over 3. What should we do with that? We do multiply straight across. What should we do first to make our life so much easier? We should see if we can pre-reduce. Can we pre-reduce? We sure can. What can we pre-reduce? The 2 and the 6. What are we dividing by? 2. What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
6 divided by 2.
3.
Now what? No, 5 and 3 doesn't reduce. It's as reduced as it's going to get. So now what? We do multiply straight across. 5 times 1 is? 3 times 3 is? 9.
It's a great plan.
It's a great day to be alive. Okay, so you might see one like that. You might also see one like this in this section. Hello. 18 over 35 divided by, let's say, 9/7. So what do we do with that? How do we divide fractions? Yep, flip which one? Yep, the second one. You are totally correct, sir. Good job. 18/35 times 7/9. Now what should we do? We should absolutely attempt to pre-reduce. Can we do so?
Maybe.
7 and 35 absolutely reduces. What can we reduce by? 7. What's 7 divided by 7? 1. What's 35 divided by 7? Yes, it is. Somebody's trying to be a future person.
Yay.
9 and 18. What can we reduce those by? 9. What's 18 divided by 9? 9 divided by 9? 1. What's 2 times 1? What's 5 times 1? It's a great day to be alive. Next section.
Oh, already? Wow. Dang.
2 problems in
X plus 5 equals 2. The instructions would say solve. So what should we do? True? How? Absolutely. What's 2 plus negative 5? You're going to add or subtract? Signs the same or different? They're different, so we're going to add or subtract? Subtract, so what's 5 minus 2? 3 is going to be positive 3 or negative 3? Negative 3, why? Why is it negative 3? There you go. What would we do with that? We would not add 5. That's a lie. And so what would we do?
minus 40.
We would not minus 40 either. That's also a lie.
Divide 5.
If we've got a number right next to somewhere a variable, they're multiplied. So what's the opposite of multiplying? Division. True facts. So I don't know if you did. You said a lot of things, so I don't really know for sure. Divide by. You may have at some point, eventually. I don't really remember.
Like maybe like 4. You have no witnesses to back you up. Ew.
So y equals positive or negative? Start with. Negative. What's 40 divided by 5? What? 8? Yeah.
I said it, and then Gina interrupted me.
Next type of problem you're liable to see is, yeah, sure. It literally doesn't matter. The sections, it's all in your head, Mr. Tweedy. Okay, next section might look like this, or not next section, next type of problem. X minus 2 equals 13.
Is this a new section?
I don't know. It was asked and answered. That's true. So you could call this the same section or a different section. Doesn't matter. What are we going to do now? We are going to add the 2. That's absolutely correct.
I'm lying this time.
You're not lying this time. Oh. Then we bring down what's left. So 5x
X equals 3.
equals 15. Now what do we do?
Gotta get rid of the
Yes. How? No, we're not getting rid of the 15. We're getting rid of the one on the x. So how do we get rid of that 5?
divide.
Divide it. X equals 3. The last section would be some problems like this.
Not even going over where we are now.
A machine
A machine? Whoa, cool.
over 3 equals 7 over 15. That's still a bad choice, but it's fine. I don't think y'all will notice. How do we solve that?
Cross multiply.
We cross multiply because that's an equals, because it's a proportion. What's A times 15? 15A, yes, usually. Technically, it's right either way, although it's less normal the other way.
Although the best form of correct was technically correct.
What's 3 times 7?
21.
21. Good catch.
I was looking at the 15,
Gotcha.
and then I would take a 3.
Now, what do we need to do?
Get rid of the 15 multiplied.
True facts. So close, Pen. You can do it. Just make it to the finish line. 21 over 15. What do we got to do with that? We got to divide. We can reduce if we want to. What can we reduce by?
7. No, that's what? 3.
3. What's 21 divided by 3?
7.
What's 15 divided by 3? 5. So then we're going to do 5 into 7. 5 goes into 7 how many times?
1 times.
1 times 5 is 5. We subtract it. What's 7 minus 5? 2. So our answer is A equals 1 2/5. That right there is all of the type of problems that you'll see on the test. That's it. That's all that's going to be there. A really great way to study, and as I've been thinking about being about to tell you this, I have decided in my head that I will, if you do this and you do it on paper and you do it neatly and you bring it and turn it in with the test, I will give you bonus points for turning it in.
I mean, what it?
I'm about to explain. A really, really good way to study. Now, you cannot. It's on the video, so there's evidence. You cannot get your mom or your dad or your grandma or your grandpa or your pet goldfish or your brother or sister or anybody else to help you with this. You have to do it by yourself. Okay? A great way to study would be to go through this review and make up problems that are like each one. So like, what would be a problem that's like number one that you could make up? Somebody give me one.
46 plus 78.
What?
46 plus 78.
Sounds great. What's one example you want to give? 1 plus 4. 4 plus 4. Yeah, that's great. So what's an example like number 2?
3.
What?
89 plus 3.
That's not like number 2.
99 minus 3.
Sure. No, it's got to be a minus to be like number 2, right? That's a great one. So if you go through and make 25 problems, so problems that, a problem that's like every single one of those, but different numbers. If you do that and you turn it in, I will give you bonus on your test.
Are we only allowed to do 25?
You can do more if you want to.
No promises you'll
But minimum, but I won't give you more bonus points for more than 25.
And like if we make 197, then 2
You'll still get the same number of bonus points.
Too long to read.
Yeah. I probably won't even look at them all if you do that many. Any questions about that? Okay,
Why do potatoes have so much starch?
because depending on your worldview, because God made them that way, because evolution created them that way, or some combination thereof. And it's asked and answered. Yeah, so you have 1 minute. If you want to start on that, you may, or you may leave. Have a nice life. See you on